Marauders for the Month by lishiee. Chapter 3, Planning and Preparation. Lily raced down the hall with Marlene in tow. The library. She just had to get to the library. She had to show Mary. Lily wasn't entirely sure what she expected in the parchment, but a map of the whole school? That idea, that concept, did not even cross her mind. Yes, she did say she thought the boys were very smart. That smart, however? Absolutely not. Marlene eventually caught up to Lily. Marlene went to Quidditch practice practically every day, so she was a lot more fit than Lily. The two girls ran side by side in the halls, heading straight for the library. No time for breakfast, no time for nothing. They barged in the doors. Lily quickly apologized to Miss Pince and ran to the back of the library. Mary was sat at their usual table with none other than Pandora. Lily had no time to question this. She was itching to show the map to Mary. She took the open seat next to Mary and gently pushed her work to the side, spreading the map out onto the table. "Look at this shit," Lily whispered. Mary, Marlene, and Pandora all leaned over to look at the map. Marlene had not gotten a good look, because as soon as Lily had realised what it was, she had snatched it up and started running. Marlene's eyes grew wide. Mary covered her mouth, and Pandora's face was a bit hard for Lily to read. "Is this actually what I think it is?" Mary gasped. "With tracking and everything?" Marlene said, awe filling her voice. "Is this how they do all they do?" Pandora asked, glancing at all of the girls. Her hands folded neatly in her lap. "Must be," Marlene said. She was now reaching out and slowly tracing the ink on the map. "Well, we can't give it back now," Mary said. The girl sat up straight and placed her hand on the table, folding them in a business-like manner. "We have to use it." "I'm in," Marlene immediately responded. "Me too," Lily chimed in. This map was too amazing to just give back. All three girls turned to Pandora expectantly. The girls seemed to not be expecting this. "You want me to help?" she asked, pulling her hands up on the table and starting to fiddle with her rings and bangles. "You found it, Pandora. Do you want to help?" Lily asked. She hopes she says yes. Why exactly? She's not sure. All she knows is she was holding her breath, waiting for the response. "All right then," Pandora nodded, smiling softly. "Perfect," Mary chirped. "Now, if you two could go and do something else, we can meet back up after lunch. I am completely lost in divination. Need Pandora's help. And need to focus." "Am I that distracting, McDonald?" Marlene smirked. "Oh, piss off." Mary attempted to keep a stern look, but failed miserably. Marlene and Lily stood up, taking the map with them, of course, and got ready to leave. Marlene blew a kiss to Mary before leaving, who pretended to catch it and swoon obnoxiously. The two girls left the library, giggling, and headed off to the Great Hall for breakfast. It wasn't until they entered the Great Hall and heard a few people snicker that they remembered they were still in their pajamas. Marlene looked down at her clothes and shrugged, not seeming to care too much. Lily could not say the same. She glanced around the Great Hall to see how many people were there. Deciding there weren't too many people, she followed Marlene to the table. Everyone here had already seen her walk in with her pajamas, and would tell everyone. Might as well not make a hassle for herself by running back to the tower. She told herself that multiple times throughout the breakfast. They finished breakfast quickly, Lily rushing Marlene because more people started to come in. Lily wasn't entirely sure what they were going to do until their little meeting after lunch. They made their way up to the Gryffindor Tower and into their dorm. Lily's homework was actually done for once. She had devoted so much time to homework yesterday that she was free to do whatever she wanted today. Of course, that meant she was just going to study. Having free time was a foreign concept to Lily nowadays. She curled up on her bed with her alchemy textbook and started reading. The four girls sat at the table, the map placed in the middle. They had all eaten at a record speed to have more time alone in the library. Mary was the first to break the silence, seeming to take the position of the leader. "All right, any ideas?" The silence resumed. Lily couldn't think of any ideas. Breaking the rules wasn't really her forte, even less so now that she was the head girl. However, James was head boy, and she knows for a fact he had still participated in pranks recently. Lily participating in one or two of her own couldn't hurt, right? Oh boy, would this train of thought change her life? I say we do something to Snape, Marlene said, ruffling her hands through her hair. Lily's head snapped up. Ah, Severus. She hadn't spoken to him since the incident in their 5th year. When Marlene found out what Severus said, she was furious. At some point, Lily thought Marlene was more upset than she was. Lily was still angry at him, though. He had tried on multiple occasions to talk to her, but she would brush him off immediately. Lily was not interested in his excuses. She only saw him as a pathetic little man who she could never forgive. Maybe this was why she didn't exactly hate Marlene's idea. And what exactly would we do? Lily questioned. She was stumped. I say we keep it a bit tame for now. No huge things that will put suspicion on us from the boys, Mary commented. She was now tapping her fingers on the table, which she did a lot when she was trying to think. All the girls nodded in agreement. They wanted to keep the map for more than a few days at least. Why don't we do something to his hair? Make him a ginger like Lily, Marlene smirked. And oh my god, Lily could see it now. Severus with ginger hair would be absolutely hilarious. He had the complexion of a ginger, so might as well give him the hair colour, but there was one colour that Lily thinks would be even better than ginger. How about pink? They all looked at Lily and promptly burst into laughter. Lily knew they all had the same image in their head, Severus's usual scowl and greasy hair hanging around his face, but this time his hair was bright pink instead of a muted black. Once the laughter died down, more like hushed giggles, Lily turned to Mary. Are you able to get something to make his hair bright pink then? Do you even have to ask? Mary beamed. Alright, so I'm assuming we'll put it in his shampoo or something like that. Now the problem is getting into the Slytherin common room and dorms. Marlene leaned in. All of them were leaning in closer now. More people were popping up in the library, a lot of them coming to sit at the back tables. Oh, I know the password, Pandora piped up. The other 3 girls turned to look at her, astounded looks on their faces. The Slytherins just let me walk around in there. I think it's because if they said something, Regulus would bite their heads off. So, she and Regulus are friends, apparently. Great ones at that. Noted. How often are you in there? Mary asked, very intrigued. At least twice a day. So you would say you might know when there are the least amount of people in there? I suppose so. Pandora nodded her head swiftly. And that would be, I would say, right at the start of dinner. Perfect. Mary trilled and clapped her hands together. I can have the dye prepped and ready for dinner tomorrow. You girls, she pointed 2 fingers, one at Marlene and the other at Pandora. Just meet at the dungeon. You, she pointed at Lily. Meet me at the potions lab after lunch tomorrow. Slughorn will let me in if you're there. They all nodded and listened as Mary continued. Pandora will go in the common room first to make sure no one is in there, if she's okay with that. We shouldn't blindly trust the map at first. Got to be a bit careful. Pandora hummed in agreement. We'll sneak the dye into his shampoo. I'll make sure it stays for a few days. Then we'll sneak back out and go to dinner as if nothing happened, alright? Mary grabbed the parchment and rolled it up, placing it in her pocket. Who made you in charge? Marlene grumbled. Mary gave her a bored look until Marlene nodded her head in agreement. The rest of the girls agreed as well, and the plan was set. Lily would meet Mary tomorrow to help with the setup, and then they would all meet up again outside the dungeons. Merlin, Lily was excited. Lily skipped away through the halls after lunch the next day. Ever since their meeting yesterday, Lily had the map on her mind non-stop. She had tried to study, but at this point it was not worth it. Thankfully, she was able to maintain some focus during her classes this morning. Studying, though, it would have to wait until tonight. Mary was waiting a safe distance from the potions classroom, propped up against a wall with her arms crossed. When she caught sight of Lily, she straightened up and followed behind her. Lily explained to Slughorn that she wanted to use the potions lab when it was free, to practice. Slughorn, of course, believed her and let her in, giving her the keys to the cabinet and locking himself away in his office. Mary immediately grabbed the keys and rolled around the classroom, grabbing jars from the cabinets and grabbing a flask of standard potioning water. Lily decided to let Marlene do her thing and sat off to the side by the cauldron. Mary was good at potions, but she was especially amazing at cosmetic potions. That was the one thing you could catch her studying in her free time. I plan on putting fast-acting bleach in his shampoo and bright pink hair dye in his conditioner. This potion is more of a failsafe, Mary explained, dumping the contents of the jars into her cauldron. Lily watched Mary mix the potion, grab a bright pink Strela shell from a large jar and drop it in. After a few more minutes, the potion seemed to be finished. Lily grabbed a vial and handed it to Mary. The girl collected some of the potion in the vial and vanished the rest of it. You take the vial, keep it in your pocket or something, Mary smiled. The two girls collected the jars and placed them back in their respective cabinets. Lily made sure to clean up their workspace, not wanting Slughorn to be upset at her. Lily pocketed the vial and thanked Slughorn for letting them use the lab. Where are you getting the bleach and the hair dye? Lily asked as they exited the dungeon. I obviously keep some in the dorm, Mary rolled her eyes. I'll have to charm the bleach to be more fast-acting, but I can do that in my sleep. Mary had the rest of the day off. Luckily, the girls' Mondays were empty. As expected, Lily did not have the same luxury. She had arithmetic in a little bit. Once they were out of the dungeons and back to the main corridors, the two girls split off their different ways. Don't forget, right when dinner starts, Mary shouted, running backwards, then turning around and skipping back to the Gryffindor Tower. Lily chuckled and headed for their arithmetic classroom. Only 4 more hours until their first prank. Oh god, she sounded just like the boys. Oh, this is so fun. I love this so much. It's so cute. Thanks for listening.